Okay, I got time to float along until I reach the water. Falling down, I wonder if I'll burn out when I hit the bottom. Every day I'm swimming through the galaxy, I feel the heat. The sun is shining through the blinds and washing over me. I see the giants waving me on over.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is gonna be a deck profile on the deck that I gave Rhymestyle on Twitter. I'm gonna show you his channel here. He gave me a shout out in his latest video. So I'm gonna mute Master Duel here. I'm gonna go over to his channel. So here's his channel. It was this video just 2 hours ago.
I realized I can literally do the correct way of bringing them out, and that's to just literally fusion summon them using Secrets of Dark Magic and a dragon. Now, I know what you think about Rhyme. We don't have any dragons over here. What are you going to do with that? I literally added Imduk into my deck a long time ago, and I just never even used it. This is solely the reason why it was recommended for me a couple weeks ago, and I've been missing out on it. Much love to Ray. Ray actually sent me a really good Dark Magician deck that I might try out in the future, which actually is pretty nasty. You can lock your opponent out using Scythe Artifact. And if you want that, I need everybody to do Team Dark Magician all over the comments.
So
if you do Team Blue Eyes, I will do.
Go sub to Rhyme and do hashtag T Dark Magician, so he does the use my deck in his video. Alright, we're gonna move on to back to Master Duel, and we're gonna turn back on the audio, and we're gonna go start the deck profile. So this is the deck that I gave him. It has one change. I'll just put it back to the way I gave to Rhyme here, so it's the exact same. Alright, so let's start here. We have 2 Dark Magician. I feel like 2 is more optimal than 3. Going over this again. Also, let me just say this right now. Nothing in the ban list hit any of our cards, so the deck is going to be the exact same. 3 Soul. This is a really good card. It sends DM or DMG to the bin, and it can special summon itself or DM. So we can get Piercing Darkness draws, Circle banishes, all that stuff. If you special summon itself, it can send Chicken Game off and Skill Drain off for costs. We also have we'll talk about that later. Then we have Maxi. This just literally just gives us draws every time your opponent special summons. Really broken hand trap, one of the best in the game. Ghost Ogre. This is a decent hand trap. It works against Numeron Network. The decks that rely on field spells or cards that are already on the field. Like you can stop Synchrons if they can't. Because they're gonna be locked into if they use Junk Speeder, because Junk Speeder summons a bunch of tuners from the deck, and this would be their only non-tuner. So if you can just get rid of this, they pretty much have to end their turn there. Not sure about any other decks, but this destroys a spell trap, and you can also use this from the hand or field, so it works if you emergency teleport and then use it. It also dodges Skill Drain if it's on the field. If you use emergency teleport. Magician's Rod, our main normal summon of the deck. It can recycle itself by tributing a spellcaster. And it can surge any of our DMs, spell traps. Yeah, secrets even. 2 Ash Blossom negates other maxis. Negates any searches. Pretty really good. Alright, Scythe. This locks them out of the extra deck. And if it's destroyed, you can set this. So if you hard draw it with MSC, you can Scythe lock your opponent. I'm trying to make the Scythe lock as consistent as possible because it locks on so many decks that really need the extra deck. And Emancipators really needs the extra deck to get going. All those decks that really need the extra deck. So MSC with Scythe gets you to the Scythe lock. Dagda with MSC gets you it. So any 2 monsters pretty much gets you with MSC, gets you to the Scythe lock. Or if you can really combo off Hulk, you need 3 monsters here because you need a monster plus a tuner. And you make Hulk, summon another tuner from your deck with another monster, and you make Dagda, and then during their main phase you use Hulk first, and then you use Dagda, chain, set Scythe. Hulk summons TG1 Magician, TG1 Magician pops Scythe, Scythe comes back, negates, and then you go into Barone, and that's the Scythe Barone combo here. Dark Magician Girl, this gains 300 attack. If you have Dark Magician in your grave, you can get it for 2600. It's not really the best effect. 3 just here because we can flow into it with the Dark Magician. That gives us more Soul Servant draws. It also has it works good with Salvation. Terraforming, search any of our field spells. We're running 6. Secrets of Secret Village locks on their spells if we control a spellcaster. It's problematic because the Dogmatica stuff, they're all spellcasters. Alistair is a spellcaster, so it doesn't work against every deck. Pedalums, if they're running the Endymion build, doesn't work against them because if they summon a spellcaster, but they can't activate skills. So if they can't summon a spellcaster like normal summon it, they're pretty much screwed because they can't activate pendulum skills because they count as spells. Chicken game, you pay 1,000 life points and draw a card, but both players can use it. It also protects you from getting OTK'd because if you're not the lowest life points, you take no damage. And you can set this off souls for extra draws. Salvation here sets a turtle soul directly from the deck. If you summon Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, you can summon the reverse. Circle, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and you can stack them anyway, and you can add a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Spell Trap. Any of these. Another circle. And then when a Dark Magician is normal summon or a special summon, you banish. Piercing Darkness, if Dark Magician is summoned, you draw a card. And then anything you make here, except for the Link monsters, they gain attack equal to the monster that they battle. If they use Dark Magician as material. MST. This pops Scythe for the Scythe lock. It also can pop our Skill Drain if we need to get rid of Skill Drain. We don't have access to souls. But the problem is here, if you don't have access to souls, are you sure you're gonna OTK and get rid of Skill Drain there? I'm not sure if that's. But I can get rid of Skill Drain, so that's a use for it. If you want to use your soul draws on something else. Emergency Teleports, which is something that goes Ogre directly from the deck. Goes Ogre can use itself on the field, so really good. Really good combo with this is go into the Dark Magicians with secrets. Activate Emergency Teleport, special summon back, special summon Ghost Ogre, use Dark Magician effect, draw a card, Ghost Ogre will pop off, delete pop the Dark Magicians, and they'll use their floating effect to get 2 extra attacks. That's almost 8,000 damage right there. Pretty much any other monster, and you have game there. Call by the Grave, negate the other hand traps that are annoying. Yeah. So Seraphim probably the best card in the deck. You can stack your deck with pretty much half of our deck. Dark Magician, Souls, Dark Magician Girl, Rod, Circle, Salvation, Eternal Soul. Stack our deck, even Secrets. And then you can banish it and draw a card up to the number of Dark Magicians. Girl or Dark Magician. Secrets, our main fusion of the deck. We usually use it to go into Dark Magicians because we don't have access to I'm Duck and another Dark Magician most of the time. But you can use I'm Duck with the Dark Magician to go into the Dragon Knight, which protects all your spell and traps from destruction or targeting. Skill Drain negates all monster effects. This with Secret Village is a really powerful combo, locks down most of the game. Especially if you get Scythe Lock, they really have no out to this. They can't Zeus it, they can't Shreg it. They really have to play Conquistador, which is getting limited to 1. That's really the only out to this board here. Eternal Soul or Heavy Storm Duster, which is a trap as well. I was thinking about playing Heavy Storm Duster instead of because I think you can just target too. Yeah, this targets up to 2. So maybe I'll play this, but it says you cannot collect your battle phase, so I would destroy skill during their end phase. And it's up to 2. So maybe this is a better instead of MST. We'll wait and see. Because this will be better against the Outledge matchup. You can pop one of their spells instead of just your own, instead of popping Scythe. If you see them setting a lot of cards, you just pop them. So maybe that would be a change here, but we will see. Sorry. And then a 2/2 Eternal Soul brings back your Dark Magician, protects it from all card effects, from all your opponent's card effects. But if it leaves the field, it pops your entire field. So, Heartbeat Feather Duster can become a Heartbeat Feather Duster plus Regeki. That's some Prank Kids action here. But this protects it. Eternal Soul protects it from card effects, and this protects Eternal Soul from targeting or destruction. But it doesn't out Zeus. Zeus just sends it to the graveyard, so that's a problem. And also Shreg, non-target banishing. The Orcus card that I used to play in Blue Eyes when I used to play that deck. this sends cards to the graveyard. So I feel like Skill Drain is a better lock with secrets over Dragon Knight. Dark Magicians, whenever a spell trap is activated once per turn, you can draw it, and then if it's a trap or a quick play, so if it's Soul Servant or Skill Drain, it's probably your best draws, or even Eternal Soul. Sometimes I stack Eternal Soul with Soul Servant so I can get extra body on the field turn 1. TG1 Magician, you can't summon this, you just summon it off Hawk's secondary effect to banish itself and summon a Tutor Synchron. It pops Scythe, and it's a level 5, so it can go into Barone here, which is an Omni Negate, and it also can target and destroy a card on the field. So this with that makes Barone. Also, Barone can be made through Ghost Ogre and Dark Magician, so it gets protection from Piercing the Darkness. You can also return Barone and Scythe Lock your opponent twice in one duel. I will, yeah. And also, I wish you can. If any of you in the description can find any generic, because I really have a flex spot here in number 89. Number 89 is not really that useful. You detach and banish one of your opponent's problem extra deck monsters. But if any of you can find a generic link monster that can pop your own, can pop any spell trap, like if it has a description like quick effect, pop any card on the field, or pop a spell trap, or pop a monster, I want to know, because it allows me to extend the Scythe plays or make the Scythe lock more consistent. Because if this is destroyed and you already have Scythe in your graveyard, you can special summon it back. This has to be destroyed. It doesn't have to be by your opponent's card effects. So I collect one number 89. You just Xyz into this, and then you detach and banish. And if it destroys, it can banish from grave, and then it banishes cards from the top of your deck, their deck. So if they use Pot of Desires or Pot of Extravagance, it's really good. But I have not got into this. Like most of the time, I've added it back to my deck. Alright, this is generic links here. Link Spider, Link Away. This is also a flex spot here, Link Rebo. I have 2 flex spots, so just let me know. I'm thinking about playing IP instead of number 89. But I really want to find a Link 2 that can be able to destroy this. So Link Spider, recycle Dark Magician for Eternal Soul, Circle banishes, Iron Duck, the same thing. Also confused into the Dragon Knight. Link's Karibo. Link Away, Magician Souls for extra link in the graveyard, defeat Access Code. Also saves you from attack. And you can also tribute souls. If you don't want to get rid of your skill drain, you can tribute souls to souls resolves in the graveyard. Artemis, you can link into both Rod and Soul. You usually use Rod to recycle it because it's a spellcast, so you contribute it and get Rod back into your hand. Acacia, this has really good removal if they're pointing in like an Anima. Anima's also a good replacement for Link Rebo if you want to be more aggressive. This is a mostly going first deck. This returns all the cards that it points you to the hand, and also if it works really good with Circle or Soul Servant, because if you co-link it with like Artemis or Imduk, what are this? BLS is also a co-link, so if you can get a co-link 3, you can activate your cards. It just sends the cards to the graveyard, so that's already pretty good. But if you call the right card, if you declare a card and you activate it, you get to add it to your hand, so that's really good. I might go for just BLS here one of these games to just get that, and that'll be nice. This one is Link Summon, you know, the How special summon any tuner from your deck, but it can't activate his effect. And then you can banish it to go into Wonder Magician. The Agda sets Scythe directly from the deck, so it can't be ashed, really good. And if it's destroyed, you special summon a Scythe from the graveyard. BLS is a beast. Can't be targeted, cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects, and then when it destroys a card by battle, usually use the first or the third effect, non-target banish, or regain attack. Don't use the second effect, please. Celine, it's a Link 3. This works really good with the addition of this Magician, because it only needs 2 monsters, so this is a Link 2, so you only need another monster. And it lets us go into Access Code, which gets to 5300 with Selena. It can pop and can't be responded to the card effects activations. You just banish it. So we have how many different links? We have Earth, Wind, Light, and Dark, I think. Yes, and water. No, we don't. If Hulk gets destroyed, we have water. So we have 1, 2, 4, 5 pops. 4 pops most likely, and this really ends games. So that's pretty much it for my deck profile. I hope you enjoy Rhyme Style's take on Dark Magician. I hope you enjoy when he plays it, and peace.